Okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you are joining us live, if you are watching a recording, I am so happy that you get to watch that and learn from all of us. So today's Zoom meeting is about business, and this is complete basics when it comes to the business of Young Living. And I know some of us here do not like the word business, so there you go, Majanka. So when we say business, we talk about sharing, is doing something like IPAs, income producing activities, doing something that will basically bring us money from it. Okay, that's why we call it business. Um, so in the beginning, if I can just ask everyone to please mute themselves if they can. And if you have any questions, please grab a piece of paper. So if you have any questions, you can just put it on a piece of paper and you can ask those questions at the end. I'm pretty sure some questions might come up during the conversation, but we have a lot to say and limited time. So please jot those questions for the end of the class. And okay, so what we're going to talk about today is basically each one of us, there will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us talking about how we do this business. And I just want you to know that there is no one way of doing this business. There is no right or wrong way of doing this business. That's why there will be several of us talking about it today. So there will be some things that will resonate with you, some things that you're going to be like, oh, I don't want to do that. And that's okay. We all have different ways of doing it, and we want you to know what those ways are. And there could be something that we don't talk about today, and that you might want to try, and that will work with you. And that is completely fine, and we would be excited to learn from you. Right in the beginning, I kind of have my notes here. I don't want to miss anything. But before we even begin sharing, we are talking business. We are talking money in this class. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my screen with you right now. Let me get that. Okay, share the screen. All right. Can you guys see my screen? And now I can't hear you. Oh no.
Yes, but it's black.
Okay, so let me see if this will work. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Yes, Marta has started.
Oh, yes.
It's working.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so there you are. Okay, I'm first time sharing screen on Zoom, so this is interesting for me. But okay, here it is. This is an income disclosure document. This is from 2019. There is none available for 2020, not yet. And this is basically, let me try to make it bigger so you guys can see. This is basically what, how much money each rank can make in this business, in Young Living. And right over here, you can see different ranks, and we might talk a little bit today about ranks, but this is basically the ranks differ depending on how many people are under you and how many sales are done under you. So a whole bunch of people who are members in Young Living fall right over here. They are called distributors, and you can see how much they can make on an average, just $3 per month on an average. Okay, the average is monthly. I'm sorry, the annual over here. This is annual, $3. Then you have a star. You can see much less people are already a star, and this is the average yearly that they can make, and so on and so forth. Okay, so I just want you to be familiar with this income disclosure statement. I think it's really good to take a look at for everyone who might be interested in doing business. And also, just wanted to show you that the link, where are you? Okay, how do I make this bigger now?
Can you show us months, Martina, as well? Not only annual.
Sure. I'm gonna try to get out of here too. There you go. So if you just slide it to the right, this is the month. Where is the monthly? Is it not here? This is must to
It's
achieve.
not
Okay.
here. Never mind. So divide
It's
it
not
by
on the
12.
list. Yep. Yep.
Divide
So
amount by 12.
divide the average by 12, and this is the average that can be made in Young Living as a business person. Okay, now I'm trying to get out of here, and I totally don't know how to get out of here. Oh my gosh,
You
hold on.
have to, as you started sharing, you go stop share. So you have to find the same, on the very top, usually there is a little box and it says
There you
stop.
go. Thank you,
Found it?
Magenta. Okay, so there you go. Okay, awesome. Just so you know, the link to the income disclosure statement is also under our event on Facebook. So I posted it there as well, so all of you can go on it, click on it, and read in your own spare time. Okay, so I guess I'm going to start off talking about, in order to do this business, you have to share. You have to share and have people sign up for their own starter kits. And we have different options. We have an oily starter kit, which I think most of you started with. We have the KidSense starter kit. We have Ninja, we have the cleaning, the Thieves products starter kit, and a CBD starter kit. And hopefully that's all. Hopefully I didn't miss any. So we have a lot of options. We mostly talk about oils and the oily starter kit, but I do have several people who started with CBD or Thieves or Ninja, which is not as popular, but it's out there. And we want you to know that there is an option. If people who want to sign up with something, don't want oils, they can try different things as well. Okay, I think we're going to move on now to Magdalena. And Magdalena is going to talk to us about her way of doing this business.
Hello, everybody. I am here falling almost asleep because I am an early riser, so I'm sitting in my pajamas. My name is Magdalena. Marta introduced me to the business side. I guess I am one of the unicorns who immediately saw the business opportunity, and I love the word business. And I wanted to focus on persistence, consistency, and the way I do business. I barely host any classes, and I am more about, I found my way, but Marzenka is gonna focus on that. I am usually pretty persistent, and I also learned that it's all about consistency. So I feel like as long as I show up every day, regardless, if I've found systems, I will save quotes. What I mean by showing up is social media. So I go for walks, and that's how I show up. And I also do a lot of posts on social media, and they are not all Young Living related, but every day I post, I save, and I don't feel like posting every day. So I have a system where if I find a quote that I like, I save it in a Google document. So if I have a day when I feel like there's nothing for me to share, I will at least send a post, make a quote, or just to be out there in people's faces and in a gentle way. And so for me, consistency are the key. I also text people usually twice a month, 3 times a month, and I tell them what product I like, how I use it, and this way I feel like they heard from me, and I feel like I bring benefit. I don't ask for sale. So when I have to reach out for them, if there is a problem with their ER or if they haven't updated it, and ER is a monthly shipping program, I feel like it's okay for me to do that because I don't reach out to them only if I need something or if it's only business related. I feel like I like when people bring benefits into my life, and I hate when people just show up when they want money or if they just want to close the sale. So I always stay in touch with people, at least probably 2 or 3 times a month. I've been fairly successful in this because I don't have a big group of members, but my members, a lot of them are on monthly shipping, and I know the members pretty well, and I've built it, and I didn't even have the relationships before. So I am mostly about personal service and just connecting with people. And I think the sale then happens automatically because if you show how you use the product and you are in touch with people, They want what they want, and they don't want what they don't want, but at least they know what they want. So that's about it. And I fell in love with the business and the people aspect, because I was at the point where I want a community of like-minded people. I am very organic. I am athlete. I like to spend time outdoors, and I jumped in on the opportunity because I saw that I will be surrounded with like-minded people, and I can put my name on this product. I could never sell ties or shoes. It's just not me. So we all have different needs, and this met my need of community, like-minded moms, and also growth, personal growth. So I highly recommend you check out the opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Magdalena. Sorry, I had to unmute myself. And now we're going to go to Marzenka.
Okay, unmuting. Hello, everybody. My name is Marzena, if you don't know me. I will try to be short. I'm going to be looking at the time, so I don't go over time. So with myself, I didn't want to do business. I don't know, Dorotka Mates asked me multiple times, and I was like, nope. And I hated the word, and I didn't know what it means. So I was like, no, 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 forever. And then after a year, I literally was all about sharing Young Living. I fell in love with the product. I loved what it already did to my family. So I wanted my family members, my friends, to have the oils. I didn't care, you know, about anything else, but I want to have them to use it. So after a year, literally, my first month that I started sharing, I got a starter kit for my mom, Oily. She is a nurse, and then her sister that is a nurse as well. One friend from Colorado that is a nurse too, and one more friend. And my first check was $200. I knew on the class, I found out, my first class, when I got my starter kit, that after helping somebody to get starter kit, Young Living will pay me $50. I'm like, you know what, that's fair. The ladies spent entire 3 hours talking about, or 2 hours talking about Young Living, and I loved it. I'm like, you know what, they deserved that $50. That, you know, I remember I asked Dorotka, what would happen if I helped somebody got the starter kit? So my first check and my $205 that I got, I'm like, ooh, I like it. I had the feeling that I didn't want to accept the money from my family, so I decided to give it back to my aunt. My mom said was a gift, as a gift, and with my friends, we split the commission 50-50. So at the beginning, I was like, roll as you wish. You know, you can keep it, you can share with it, it's your decision. The more work I put right now in education, especially long-term, I think we deserve to earn that money, because down the road, I am on every call. I will find the information. I will be there for them, to guide them, to send them samples and whatever it's needed. So today, I would say, do not be afraid to accept the money. And it's so not Marzena as was, 5 years ago. Anyway, so my check, and I want to talk about money. I am not about money, but I want to talk about it because, I'm breaking my uncomfortable. So I literally, after 5 years, I went to see how much I earned at the beginning. So it was $200 the first month, then it was $300 3 months later, and then $400 for 50. And month number 9, I got my check for $1,900, and then we can talk about my check rising. Lately, last year, it has been $1,900 to $3,100. And, it fluctuates depending how much work I put. And I love it from this point of view that my products are paid. I can go to my convention. I can share my products. I can try them and use it and give on people. And I don't feel that I have to add to my business. And I talk to anybody. At this point, when I think about the moment, what would happen if Dorotka didn't let me get my starter kit, if I didn't try Young Living, if I didn't join this community, like how much so much of my life would be taken away, cannot imagine it. And when I struggle with sharing, I keep going back to that emotion of what I would lose if I didn't, start the business side. So my way is one-on-one a lot, especially with COVID now. So I talk family, I talk friends, I talk parents of my friends at school, anybody that I know, friends from years back, any human being that I talk to, I listen. So if somebody says, you know what, I cannot come because I don't feel well, I say, you know what, let's meet, maybe now with COVID now, but let's meet because, I might have something that can help you. So I usually try to give them something that might address the issue that they mentioned. And I keep going back to lunch that I had with the girls, and literally one of the guests started saying that, she has throat pain and she doesn't feel well. And I had my teeth with me and she literally sniffed it on the spot. And I told her, put it under your tongue, which it's teeth, right? So we found some olive oil at the restaurant. And 3 days later, she bought entire kit. She said, Marzena, first I felt overwhelmed, how it felt, but, and she's only ours for last 2.5 years. So family, friends, anybody I know. And what do? I talk to them one-on-one in their home, at the restaurant, at the party, via text message, via texting, but usually talking is better than just going back and forward with text. My home, if you come to my home, you will walk around, you will see the diffuser going on, you will see soap in my bathroom, toothpaste. I live, and my home is Young Living. The more I use it, the more I can talk about the products. Some I love, some I don't like. The ones I love, I share about it. The ones that I don't love, I say, you know what, they have something, I don't like it, you can try it, maybe it work for you. But I do use it, and I think it speaks volume if we do, because our testimonies can be genuine. What else did I wanted to say? So, I give Young Living on any occasion. If I go to Holy Communion, if I go to baby shower, birthdays, I always come up with Young Living, because why wouldn't I support Young Living that I love? I want them to try it. I want them to fall in love with it. So I do use Young Living. I utilize it that way. I give samples, usually targeted ones. So if somebody says they struggle with something, I give them something that might address this particular thing, if it's stress, if it's not sleeping well. And I do my best to start with the products that are in the starter kit, in the starter bundle. So if they get something, they can get with a starter bundle that will give them membership, and they're gonna get 24% off for life. Because I don't want them to get something and I'm like, oop, you have to get retail pricing because you don't have your membership yet. What else do I have here? I do want people to know that I'm Young Living. So once in a while, I will share on my Facebook wall something about Young Living. I'm not that big on Instagram, but people usually know that Marzena is a Young Living and oily fan. And a thing that I wanted to mention, it doesn't matter where the person lives, wrapping up, it doesn't matter where the person lives. We have Singapore, we have Greece, we have England, we have Poland. I let the person sit down at the computer, we talk, and I say, go on Young Living website, click become a member, choose the starter kit, click next, and I walk them through until they get that set shipped to their home. And we have skincare and oral care, cleaning and CBD and makeup and supplements and laundry and oils. So there is no top to, like, no saturation, like people need the products, good quality, and we have good company, good people, amazing products. So I think we have the basic for success big time. And we have the group, we are there for people. So I will be wrapping up, but it's amazing potential that we have with very little investment. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Majenka. I love how you spoke about money and it's uncomfortable. It's breaking out of your comfort zone because this business is all about getting out of your comfort zone. If you are comfortable, you are not doing it right. You have to get out of your comfort zone.
I didn't want to talk money for 5 years. Now
I
I
know,
can.
I know, I know. I actually started doing this business together with Majena. The person that signed me up was Dorota, and I was buying single products from Dorota for quite a while. And finally, she was like, you know what? You either get your own set and your own membership, or you find somebody else to buy single products from. And that was my kick in the butt to get my own starter set. I got my oily set, and oh, let me just mute some of you. Okay. And after I got it, I think 3 months after I got my set and some of the outside items outside of my starter set, I fell in love with the product so much. And I went to a class to just be a part of a class, kind of support Dorota in it. And Dorota was like, you know what, you, Marta and Majena, why don't you do a class? Why don't you start teaching people? And I was like, I was put right on the spot, but I felt comfortable in a way that Majena was next to me and there was two of us. So I always tell people, find a partner to run with when you're doing it. It's so much easier. And that was my first class, teaching it together with Majena in front of mostly strangers. But this is something I really enjoy doing. My way of doing business is very social. I like to build a community. I like to connect people together. So, and talking about health, that's like my thing. I love talking about anything healthy, organic, holistic, etc. So I was right in my comfort zone, so to say. Being in front of people wasn't too comfortable, but the topic was my comfort zone. So I'm mostly about creating community, doing social events, doing group classes, which is kind of difficult right now for me. So I'm kind of struggling because, you know, with the COVID, we can't really do it much. But that's my way of doing it. I do some one-on-ones. I do internet, social media. I think it's really important to put yourself out there, as Majenka said. Let people know that you are doing it as a business, because you can talk about products. This is kind of like you share your favorite restaurant, right? You're gonna probably write about it on Facebook if you have Facebook, or on Instagram. You're gonna be like, this was really good food, I highly recommend it. Why wouldn't you do that with a product that you love from Young Living? And when you do that, people are like, okay, I want to try that too. I want to get that too. And then they're going to be like, where do I get it? So they need to know that you are their go-to person, that they can turn to you to ask a question, to get their item that they want, to get their starter kit, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it's really important for people to know that you are there for them and that you can help them with that. And I think that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to come back all the way at the end as well. But I think right now we're going to talk social media with Anya.
Hi, so my name is Anna, and I got pulled into this by Marta. Basically, what happened was I was sharing a lot. And once you start sharing, people start asking questions. What you are using? What are you doing? And I had someone asking me to bring Marta and do a class for them. And I asked Marta, and she said, no, you can do this on your own. I'll give you all the information and everything. And so I was like, okay, well, yeah, I know I can do it. I just needed an extra push. Okay, so so sharing, basically it's just sharing and spreading. When you share through social media, you allow people to have a glimpse into your life, and people are curious. They will watch you. They will. They want to see what you are using. So even when you think that they're not watching or they're not talking to you or something, they'll reach out when they're ready. So an easy way to share through social media is through stories. That's what I found easy to be. So basically, you can share anything on a daily basis. Once you use Young Living products, you use it every day. Just take a picture of something that maybe helped you today. Maybe you had a headache, or you were bloated or something. And then once you take a picture, you upload it. And I would, for me, myself, what I do is I try to add not a description of the product, but what did it help me with? Maybe I had a headache, or maybe I felt bloated and now I feel so much better. Maybe it was just the peppermint I applied to my belly or something. So I take a nice picture because I noticed that pictures attract people. Not much like sentences or like words, but if you take a picture, you can, there's also so many different applications right now, apps on your phone. You can make it pretty, you can do like a boomerang, or you can do a video. There's just so many options now, and it's just being consistent. It's sharing on a daily basis. And I know it's really difficult sometimes to remember, but you just have to keep on sharing, and that's when people actually reach out to you. I've had lately a lady who has reached out to me who I never expected, and that was a mom of a kid that's in my son's class. And she texted me and she was asking, she's like, I know you're using essential oils and I wanted to make a perfume and I can't use anything synthetic. So she's like, can you help me? I'm like, sure, no problem. So it's pretty much, that's what happens. That's how it starts. It's just sharing, spreading, and just keep on uploading on Facebook and Instagram. And I think you have to do this more now because of COVID, because we don't go out as much probably as before. So that's definitely something helpful for me. Okay, and that's pretty much it on my side.
Thank you, Anu. One trick that I may add to that, if you don't have time to post every day, you can prepare your posts ahead of time. I know people right here and a few other of us who will record several videos in a day, and we just like change our shirt in between so it doesn't look like it's the same day. So you can definitely
I'm
make it
gonna
work.
interrupt you, Marta, but that's actually really good advice. That's what I did. That's what I do sometimes is I will do like a recording, because I'm actually like blending something, or like, I don't know, making, I don't know, something, just blending something, and I'll record it, and then I'll just put it all together like in the evening or something, and then I'll just upload it the next day. So
Right.
it's like I'm not actually doing everything at the same day. So
Right.
I'm lying to people basically with that.
Well, it's not lying, but we are, we're mothers.
Well,
Sometimes I will do something and I will not record it, and I'm like, I should have recorded it so I can, post it on social media. So this is a good way of like, yeah, I
it's just
didn't do it
I'm
that day,
trying
but
to make it pretty. That's what I'm saying.
right.
It takes time to make it more appealing.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
okay.
And we're busy moms. It's okay. It's okay if you do it that way.
Anya, I have a question. Would you be willing in the future to have a class for us, what apps you use, or just, give us a little guidance? Because I believe, we could benefit from that too.
Oh, absolutely. There's just so many options right now, then everyone can find something for themselves.
Awesome. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you so much, Anu. Dorota, let's hear from you.
So hi, ladies. Thank you so much for letting me speak. This was actually wonderful how you kept and stuck to your time, and you did such a good job sharing all the little things. I want to mention that to be a person who shares Young Living effectively, you actually need to use the products. And it's super easy to do that when you start replacing the CRAP that you used to use, things that have terrible chemicals in it, things that are unhealthy for you. You just pick them up and throw them in the garbage and never touch them again, because it's bad for you. I treat my body as a temple, and I watch very carefully what I put in it. Yes, I'll have occasional glass of wine or two. That's my sin. But I do love using healthy things. And on daily basis, I will watch, read every label, research those ingredients. And that's what you should do as a person who is sharing products of a company such as Young Living. I want to mention that Young Living prohibits more chemicals in their makeup and in some of the cleaning products than any other company in this country, and more than there are prohibited in Europe. Over 2,000 are not allowed in our company. So that's huge. So using those products every month, when I started, I would make an effort to add something new to my cart. So I would need shampoo, toothpaste, I would need my lavender, and I would be, well, right now I have Inner Defense every month. I get a bottle of that. So I would always add something new to learn about that product. And that month I would study just that new product so I could share about it, share it with others, and introduce them to it. And one more thing that was brought to my attention by someone I spoke to yesterday is that there is a misconception about how expensive it is to start doing Young Living as a business. Some people think you need a lot of money. The truth is, you need very little money. And there's no business out there that allows you to get started for $165, which you can recoup within 30 days. So to make it easy for you, to break it down for you, you get a set of oils for $165 plus shipping and tax. Shipping is actually, sorry, erase that. They eliminated payment for shipping, so it's $0, so you just pay taxes. And then you find 3 people that you sell, or 3 or 4 people that you sell the same thing to. You tell them, hey, would you be willing to try these oils? Would you be willing to try these oils? You do it for 4 people. Guess what? Your investment of $165 is returned back to you. You get a check for $200, not check because it's either direct deposit or virtual credit card, whichever one you choose. I prefer the direct deposit, and that's how you can get started. There's practically no money you need to be putting out and wasting. Within, I would say, 3 months of doing this business, my products were being paid for, and I was earning a healthy paycheck. At this point, as a silver in Young Living, which is like there's a star, then there's a senior star, then there's executive and silver, I make roughly $2,500 a month. That is a good paycheck, and I'm really loving the consistency because prior to that, I would have jobs as an artist, projects where I would 1 month make a lot of money and the next month nothing. So I really love having a paycheck every month where I can budget, put a portion of it to my savings, put another portion towards something else, and really continue to grow and invest back into my business, whether it's doing classes, doing research, going on trips that grow me as a business person and as a human being, or anything else, and investing back into the people that I surround myself with. So that is basically what I wanted to share. And is there anybody else who's gonna share, or is there anything I'm forgetting, Marta?
No, I think you filled in all the gaps that we left. Thank you, Donata. So if anybody right now has any questions, feel free to unmute yourself and ask us the questions.
And if you could just mention, if you have a specific person you want to ask the question of, just say, could this person answer that question? Unless you have a general one, and we will just hop on.
Right, so if you have the questions, please unmute yourself right now so we can see that you have a question and you can start speaking. And while you're doing that, I just want to let you know that we will have a more in-depth class in regards to this business and how to do it more in depth, not so much like overall what we did right now. So talking about restructuring, what you need to do in order to get your paycheck, et cetera, et cetera. There are certain things, a certain language that we have to use. So we're going to talk all about that in our second class, which is like part 2 of creating abundance. And that will happen in 2 weeks exactly. That's going to be February. Let me look at. Thank you, Marjanka. February 10th at 9 p.m. So I will create a link, or Marjanka will create a link and post it under this event as well. So if what we just shared with you right now interested you, please join us for the second part. All right, does anybody have any questions? Feel free to ask now.
Marjanka, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So you talked about a little like gifts, the samples. How big are the samples? Like, what do you usually do? Like, do you actually take oils, or you reuse the bottles, or you order something, or?
Okay. So if we talk samples, I usually do my best not to give them entire oil, because I know that they're not gonna buy this oil for themselves, and I don't want to waste the product without knowing if it actually will help them. So what I did, I bought little containers on Amazon, droppers. I bought little glass jars, tiny ones, and plastic ones. But I like the glass ones better because of the oils. And I put a little bit inside. I put the sticker on top to let them know what it is. So when we talk samples, I give them usually 10, 15 drops of the product. Sometimes I let them to have my diffuser as well. So for example, last week I gave a mom that struggles with a child that has ADHD. I gave her my old diffuser, and I made a blend of vetiver, frankincense, and cedarwood. That's Dr. Friedman. And then I gave her Peace and Calming and Genius. So 15 drops, 15 drops, 15 drops. She has bought a set yesterday. With the gifts, if I do, for example, a gift for baby shower, then I buy regular sizes as a gift, and I hope when they finish using, when a person finishes using it, they're gonna like it and they're gonna rebuy it. And that's a case too. Not always, but it's a case too. But
is it possible you can share it? Like when you're gonna make something like that, you could share it, like a picture of it?
Sure. You mean in the future? I do it pretty often. Absolutely. Yes. If you want me to, in our group, I will take a picture of the little containers that I buy. I usually buy it in bulk. So let's say 100 little droppers. And when I buy containers, it's usually 15 a box. So it's cheaper when I do a bulk purchase.
You also mentioned that you are giving diffusers. Do you mean like you just letting
my old
borrow?
diffuser? So I own 5 diffuser at this point, if not more, right? So I have my old Dewdrop is usually the one that I give away, and I had few people that they wanted to buy it from me. My old diffuser, that it's literally the Young Living label is turned off, right?
Marjanka, you mean you borrow it, right?
I borrow it.
You lend it to people.
Yeah,
You lend it. Okay, gotcha. That's what I mean. Like
You loan it
days.
to people for a few days.
For a few days. I always say to them, okay, you can keep it till Friday. And I pick it up on Friday, even though I don't need it. I pick it up on Friday and give it back. And they're like, you know what? I loved it. Can you order me the diffuser? And I say, no. And I talk about how good deal is to get entire kit. If I have a person, and I will quickly mention that, if I have a person that say, I want only the diffuser, I don't want the oils, multiple times in my life, I told them, okay, listen, we're gonna get entire starter kit. You can keep the diffuser, and I will keep the oils if you don't want it. But I will tell you when it arrives, we'll sit down, I will tell you each thing about, all the things about each oil, and I will buy it because I'm not gonna get the deal as you're getting. And 90% of the people keep entire set after talking to me what the oils do and how much they're saving, having, entire kit. Because I show them, frankincense is $40, Pennaway is $40, Valor is $40, Peace and Calming is $35, and I could keep going. and you pay for the diffuser, you pay 45 plus, you know, entire, so the math just doesn't make sense to keep only the diffuser, and they keep it, the entire set.
Right. And if I can just one thing, I didn't want to cut you off, but you can also buy samples, little items of products if you want to share. And those are really easy to send in the mail because they're flat. If you get the bottles, just keep in mind the shipping will be a little bit more unless you're just dropping it off at somebody's house, and that's perfect. Yeah, there you go.
Marta, are those samples from Young Living website?
Yes, those are Young Living. Actually, this one, the seedlings, I grabbed a whole bunch during convention 2 years ago. So when you ladies go with us to convention, we can get whole handfuls of samples that we can share with other people. So this one, yeah, but Marzenka just showed her, I think, toothpaste, and you can buy that from the website. Yes, there's several items that we can buy on the website.
With cough drops, it's easy because we can just give them 3 cough drops. Or, you know, if it's a sleep essence supplement, you can take a little Ziploc bag and put 3 inside and tell them what it is. I print out something to keep them so they know what's inside, and they see, if, you know, if they're allergic or something, they can see what's inside and the dosing.
You know what? You know, I'm curious about the samples that you're making because I'm actually not a fan of the samples you just showed.
Okay,
I
no problem.
I actually always preferred
Homemade.
like little bottles, or like, I don't know why. It's just, it seems more personal. That's why I'm like more curious. I saw the samples online that you can buy. I just somehow I still have the samples that Marta gave me when we had a class, and I never used it. And I still do have it. It's lying around my my house, which I
Paulina,
sometimes
pay it
found it.
forward. If you don't want it, give it to somebody else who might enjoy it.
Just quick
Yes.
tip. Just quick tip. Whenever I give people samples, I always put on the bottle the label what's inside. Million times I had people, Marzena, can you get me something you gave me 8 months ago? I'm like, show me the picture, because, you know, I give away, and I'm like, so, you know, we have so many people. So always describe what's in the bottle or on the.
So you see, that's, I think, like when you see that little bottle, it's just way different than the sample that you show. I'm not sure why. I don't know. It's just maybe my preference.
Yeah, I think it's your preference, because somebody likes, everybody likes something different, and also in regards to, you know, the virus thing, people want to be, you know, they want to make sure no one touched it. That's why I'm always like, I love to make my own chapstick, although I do love the Young Living one, and I would love to share it with people, but I'm like, you put it on your lips and people are like, did you touch it? You know, so so it depends on who likes what. It's definitely much more personal, and to somebody close, somebody who I trust and somebody who trusts me, I would love to do something like that.
I would add, also adding a little note, if you cannot do it in person as you give it, but you ship it, writing a note and making it personal, you know, I hope it's gonna make you feel better, and, you know, this is how I would use it. And I give different options, but you putting the words on the card or giving it in person makes a difference too, that they know that you come from genuine place to help them out, not to make the sale.
For sure. For sure. Thank you, Marzenka. So, and thank you, Paulina, for asking such a great question. Does anybody else have any questions? Yolanta, Paula, Carolina, Angelica, who joined us from South America. Welcome, Angelica. No questions? Okay, so I think we are good. Keep in mind this was recorded, so we will be able to go back to it. Marzenka will post it once she's ready to do that. So thank you again so much for everyone joining us, and I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see all of you in 2 weeks on February 10th at 9 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.